There were many bizarre things about Donald Trump's presidency, but one that was notably consistent and equally confusing was his odd obsession with appliances.
But sinks, toilets, and showers, you don't get any water.
People are flushing toilets 10 times, 15 times, as opposed to once.
Sinks, right? Showers. And what goes with a sink and a shower? 10 times, right? 10 times. Wow, not me, of course, not me.
I feel if you need to flush the toilet 10 times, you should speak to your doctor. But Trump was very fixated on the energy efficiency efforts of past administrations. He even made it a point to roll back more than 100 environmental rules while he was in office. And now that he's campaigning for a second shot at office, he's got a new obsession, one that's got less to do with the bathroom and more to do with the driveway.
We are a nation whose leaders are demanding all electric cars, despite the fact that they don't go far, cost too much, and whose batteries are produced in China with materials only available in China.
On day one, I will terminate Crooked Joe's ridiculous electric vehicle mandate. It's so ridiculous.
Kind of amazing that he still says China like that. Trump says that electric cars will kill the U.S. auto industry and the economy, which is not true. In fact, the car industry has been crystal clear that electric vehicles are the future. It's the logical economic path and a crucial transition to make it if we plan to confront climate change, a crisis that is primarily fueled by oil and gas emissions. And this very reason is why the latest regulatory move by the current president, President Biden, is in fact a huge deal. Today, the Biden administration announced a new rule on tailpipe emissions, which may not sound monumental on its face, but experts are hailing it as the single most important climate regulation in the history of the country. Let's talk about this. Joining me is the renowned climate activist and author Bill McKibben. Bill, thank you for being with us. I want to get your take on this because a lot of people who are serious about climate say we have to change the way we move around. We have to think about movement differently than our car-obsessed society does. But while we remain a car-obsessed society, this seems to me like a step in the right direction.
Well, for sure. Put it in context. You know, today, the World Meteorological Organization reminded us that 2023 was the hottest year in the last 125,000. They issued what they called a red alert for climate change. So far, 2024 is hotter than 2023. We've got to do something, and that means we've got to do something about what in America is one of the biggest sources of emissions, transportation, cars and trucks. This rule that Biden put forward today is not that strong. It actually relaxes somewhat the trajectory that they were on because the UAW, the Auto Workers Union, and others have said maybe we're moving a little too fast, but it does continue the momentum towards the electrification of our automobile fleet. And if you think about, Ali, the things that we have to do to deal with climate change, this is not a very hard one. What we're asking people to do is over the next decade, change in their current car for one that's probably already cheaper or headed that way, that's quieter, that has fewer moving parts, that costs a lot less to operate. That's not a particularly large sacrifice to demand. The main sacrifice, of course, comes from the fossil fuel industry who wants to keep selling you gas forever.
Right.
And so today they announced they were launching a 7-figure ad campaign in the swing states accusing Biden of a electric vehicle mandate, which this, for better or for worse, is not. Trump, you may recall, last weekend promised a bloodbath in America.
Yep.
And the thing that he was talking about when he talked about the bloodbath was electric vehicles. So, like it or not, climate change and the things we have to do to begin to deal with it is now front and center in this campaign.
Yeah, and I think you make an interesting point, because there are people, including yourself, who think that if we want to take this as seriously as we should, it requires massive behavioral change, not just behavioral change, but infrastructure change, right? So that we can use public transit more than our own cars. But that said, this shift, this emphasis on electric vehicles will be almost indiscernible to people who make the shift. Right? All that happens is you charge your car as opposed to you go to the gas station, which makes me wonder why Donald Trump gets so invested in the fact that this is some kind of an evil takeover by bad people. It just doesn't make that much of a difference to most people.
As usual, the guy has no idea what he's talking about. He said the other day that electric vehicles only go 15 miles. I've been driving an EV for years, and it goes 250. The ones that they're building now go 400 or 500. And I mean, so part of it's that, but mostly it's the fact that the Republican Party on these issues for years now has been a wholly owned subsidiary of the fossil fuel industry. And the biggest threat to them is that people will stop having to fill up all the time. Look, I hardly even remember how to operate the gas pump anymore, because I just plug into the wall at home, and you know, the price of running that car is much smaller than it was before. It's good for me. It's bad for Exxon. And that should give you some clue as to why the fossil fuel industry has launched this 7-figure ad campaign.
Bill, does this give you confidence? And I ask you this as a proxy for people who don't think that Donald Trump's going to be the answer to fighting climate change, but who are a little bit dissatisfied with the pace at which the Biden administration has gone on this, despite some major milestones that they have achieved. Does this feel like a movement in the right direction meaningfully, or not really?
No one's ever moving fast enough, but in this case, the choice could not be clearer. I mean, Third Act, this organization for people over 60, endorsed Biden this week. And one of the biggest reasons was because it's abundantly clear that if we elect Donald Trump, it will be a full-on pound the brake halt to the momentum that's developed around renewable energy. It's not that Biden's doing everything right. He's not, because he's in a politically constrained environment. But he is reorienting our society in the right direction, beginning to spend the money that we need, and given 4 more years, would probably make some serious progress. The contrast between that and the guy who, remember, pulled us out of the Paris Climate Accords last time, the guy who told us that global warming was a hoax invented by the Chinese. I mean, come on. How many floods and fires and droughts do you have to see before you understand that really it's time to start moving?